Everyone, my name is Colleen, and it seems that everybody wants to hear my voice, so that's what I'm going to do. This is Connie, our 4-year-old hound mix. She was rescued from an Amish farm in Texas. She was abused and starved before moving to New York with her forever family. It was a long drive from Texas to New York and took 3 days. When Connie was sent home, she weighed only 7 pounds, so the rescue sent us home with 3 pounds of raw meat to feed her. Connie actually loved the raw food. We had issues with her eating it too fast. So after the raw meat was gone, we tried kibble and Connie didn't eat it. For a little while, she would eat the fresh dog food from PetSmart. We noticed she was eating less and less, so we tried the farmer's dog, and she got bored quickly with the 4 different recipes. So then we tried their nutrition packets, but Connie could taste them pretty easily and would refuse the dish altogether if she knew that it was in there. Even though Connie's weight gain was slow, her vet always said that she was in good health and seemed very happy and healthy and well adjusted. Sometimes she would have a great appetite, and other times she would get a taste of a meal and then spit it out. Her energy and activity levels have never been a problem. She's very happy, but she is terrified of strangers. That's a different story altogether. Connie also won't take treats from strangers she's uncomfortable with, and she's picky about her types of treats and the flavors, and I think even the textures. Connie is 4 years old now and has been eating mostly beef and rice, but she's starting to eat less of that too. The most she has ever weighed was 40 pounds in 2023. In 2024, she weighed 38 pounds, and yesterday she weighed 37 pounds. These periods where she eats a lot and then doesn't eat much have been a pattern for her entire life. After fishing a piece of chicken out of her mouth that was seasoned with rosemary, thyme, and oregano, my husband wondered if Connie would eat food garnished with fresh herbs. We know she likes salty treats. Our family drops them all the time, things like Cheez-Its and goldfish crackers and popcorn. So she's begging for popcorn, and it cracks me up because when she's begging, she does this thing where she squints at me first. And then she starts like not humming, but like that whining sound, but not quite there yet. And then she starts like yawning, and there goes the whining. So I'm trying not to encourage this behavior, and I wait until she gets distracted by something outside.
Do you really want popcorn?
So my husband and I started researching some herbs that are safe for Connie to eat, and we saw that we have to introduce them one at a time to make sure that there aren't any allergies or sensitivities or anything like that. We also looked up cheese and, found out that dogs can't have too much because they can't break down lactose and it gives them really miserable gas. But we did find out that Parmesan is actually pretty low in lactose, so we can sprinkle some of that on. So we sprinkled the sage and Parmesan on her usual beef, and she really enjoyed it. She licked the plate. She was looking for more behaviors that she doesn't normally have. I was so happy to see her eating beef again that I took a recording of it, but I didn't record how we made it. It dawned on me that other people might want to see how this is prepared and what that could look like. And honestly, it looks a lot like making food for humans. So we start off by browning a pound of ground beef. While your beef is browning, you can start chopping your sweet potato. If your dog is picky about veggies, I'd recommend chopping these into smaller pieces than I did. Roasting the sweet potato adds a lot of flavor that they call umami, But when you have a really picky dog, I think it's important to extract any flavor you can. Sprinkle some olive oil and roast at 375 degrees Fahrenheit until golden. Take 2 entire eggs, shell and all, and crush them into the pan, which is actually a little harder than it looks. Next, you're going to need a cup and a half of rice. It doesn't matter if it's brown or white, and prepare it according to the manufacturer instructions. Rice adds nutrients and is very agreeable to dog stomachs. I'd like to add there are ingredients unsafe for dogs. They cannot eat garlic, onions, chives, or nutmeg. Surprisingly, dogs can eat a lot of household herbs like cilantro, basil, thyme, sage, turmeric, parsley, rosemary, and dill. Like I said earlier, start with just one herb at a time and then observe your pet. I say 7 days is a good amount of time to introduce a new one. The dish was getting a little dry while cooking, so I needed to add some liquid. I picked a half cup of vegetable broth, but you can pick any broth you have on hand. I started with sage because it was what I had on hand from my garden. So feel free to try any herb that speaks to you first, so long as it's safe for your pet. For proper food safety, cook your dog's food to 165 degrees, especially if you're going to be storing this like I am. You don't want it to get moldy or get your dog sick. So the meal is done and just now needs Parmesan cheese. And I know I said a little Parmesan, but I actually put a lot on there. So now we're going to take this over to Connie and give her a little sniff of the plate to see if she's interested. I put it on the floor where she likes to eat and I sit with her. Sometimes I play her the piano, which I can't even believe that I'm admitting. If you told me this 5 years ago, I would have thought you were crazy. So, sitting down with her was actually a piece of advice that our vet gave us. He has been Connie's veterinarian since, we got her. So, I really trust him when it comes to Connie's health and nutrition. So, I actually talked to our vet before, we started this new way of feeding Connie. And he has always been amused by the hoops that Connie makes us jump through. It was somebody in his office who first called Connie Bougie. So my husband and I had to Google what bougie was, and we did, and we laughed, but it's very true. I'm really relieved to see that she's eating this meal because there are definitely times that she would just run and hide. If I picked up the plate and moved it to where she was hiding, she would actually get pretty upset and find a new hiding spot. What's weirder is it doesn't seem to matter if she likes the food or not. She very often picks up pieces and puts them on the floor, and sometimes she comes back to them, and sometimes she doesn't. Just so you know, she did not come back to that rejected piece of sweet potato. There are a couple eggshell pieces that she seems to get a bite of and spits out. So I think for the next recipe, I'm going to actually bake the shells separately and then crunch them up in a mortar and pestle to add after. I'm definitely calling this a huge win. I'm very excited. This is more than she will often eat. So please tell me what I should cook for her next. I'd love to hear from you guys. I would love to hear if you like this video. Do you want me to make more? I'm really excited to go on this journey with you. Take care of yourself, everyone. Tell your dog I say hi. Be the person that your dog thinks you are. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.